Breathing easy knowing the world's terror alertness has been switched back to neutral, we're back in the air, headed to Sin City. The desert gives way to a clearly defined oasis grid of high-rise opulence, Eiffel Towers, Arcs de Triomphe and aqua blues of five-star pools. Disembarking from the plane, we're greeted by a dozen poker machines in the airline lounge. Obese men in pearly white sneakers and oversized t-shirts are playing the slots, watching their hard-earned greenbacks disappear while they stroke their goatee beards and seem genuinely surprised when the computer-programmed machines don't rain quarters, nickels and dimes. We're booked in at the Hard Rock Hotel and walk through the terminal. The hotel's minivan is waiting. We cruise through the early afternoon Nevada traffic, humming with tourists and hawkers, Lamborghinis and double-decker buses, circus performers and busty blondes. The iconic jumbo hard rock guitar signals our arrival. $40 a night goes a long way in terms of Las Vegas accommodation currency. Our suite is incredible. The proven theory being, of course, lure the masses in with cheap flights and accommodation, pump the clubs, bars and casinos with neon lighting, zero sunlight and excess oxygen, and watch testosterone, blind hope and free drinks concoct into a sea of splash cash, credit card debt and anxiety-filled journeys home. The American dream. We eat shower, shave, spruce and mentally prepare for minimal sleep over the next 48 hours. Mark and Chris have graced Vegas with their presence before and feel a certain honour in introducing me to this place. Let's grab a cab to the Palms. You're going to love it, Slip. The Palms Hotel stands tall in the Vegas skyline, a monster skyscraper in the Nevada desert. Mark leads the way in as soon as the cab drops us off. We walk straight past a line of people waiting for the maxi elevator to take them to the nightclub on the top floor, 53 stories above. We continue on to some private elevator. Chris and Mark are shining as tour guides already. Level 52, please, mate. Of course. The lift doors open, revealing a sleek chrome bar directly opposite. A lone barman is serving two Indian men. As we take our first steps towards the bar, a flood of curvaceous flesh, green velvet, soft leather and fuzzy white fur reveals itself to our right. The Playboy Casino. Playboy bunnies parade the floor, womanly perfection encased in one-piece black leather suits, pokey bunny ears, black stilettos and white furry rabbit tails, serving drinks, dealing blackjack, scooping dice at the craps table, spinning the roulette wheel. The bar is perched a few steps higher than the game floor, a supreme viewing platform. The bartender is far from bunny material. He must surely be the most fortunate, balding, chubby 30-something bloke in Vegas. 3 tequilas, thanks. So what you reckon, Slim? You never disappoint. Mark parks himself at the blackjack table. The casino's lone cherry-top bunny is dealing cards as Mark goes about his Austin Powers routine, holding on any hand in the early double digits. Chris and I admire the scenery a while longer from the bar, watching the plebs splashing cash and the goddesses splashing skin. We neck our way through some Heinekens and tequilas, then join the craps table. The rules of the game escape me. I'm guided wholly by the reaction of those around me as to what is happening, amused to see my chip stack building with each roll of the dice. It's my turn to roll, and the soft breath from Miss December's lips into my quivering dice-filled fist almost sends me to the floor. The dice hit the back wall. Who cares what numbers come up, but everyone cheers, chips flying all over. Miss December wraps her arms around me, her bunny ears poking into my eyes as she leans up, kissing me on the cheek. I pick her up behind the thighs and shoulder blades, twirling her through the air. She loves it, I assume. The bouncers aren't impressed. I'm politely asked to leave. Fair enough. We relocate to the nightclub upstairs. A huge rectangle bar forms the epicentre of a pulsating mass of sweating, alcohol-fueled revellers. Mark muscles into the bar, his blackjack winnings barely accounting for 3 Heinekens and accompanying Sambuca shot. We down the shots and move outside to an open-air balcony overlooking Vegas, sipping beers 53 stories above Sin City, admiring the neon and readying for a dance floor offensive. We return inside. The scent of North American skank guides us like sonar. Chris instinctively drops a few shirt buttons, allowing his Mexican-induced tan to blaze through chest hairs and sweat beads into the forgiving dim lights. He quickly spots a pair of girls looking vulnerable. Like most female duos, there is a beauty and a beast, a star and a manager, a swan and a pig. Chris eyes off the stunner, while Mark must owe him a favour I'm unaware of. As he goes to work on the manager, I watch on from close by, keen to get my own slice at tang, but also interested in watching the boys' spading performance. Mark's not short of good chat, but this manager is proving particularly protective of her star client. She has a boyfriend, you know, Brandon. He's at home in Minneapolis. He plays ice hockey. The words slothing out of her mouth at Mark, slobber oozing down the side of her overfed face and numerous chins. Her name is Mindy or Kimmy or something equally hideous and managerial. Mark leans in close to her, reassuring and composed. Oh, don't worry. Chris has a girlfriend too. He just loves his dancing. His girlfriend understands. She's in a wheelchair, you know. It's just terrible. They met when Dr. Chris to be fair. He was completing his medical studies. She had just been in a car accident and was in intensive care at the hospital. We're going to help him pick out an engagement ring tomorrow. He wants to propose when we get home. Yet another stellar performance from a wingman of the highest pedigree. Chris is single and as far removed from medical practice as possible. Further. Wow, that's amazing. The manager's protective shield now shattered. She's close to tears. True love does exist. Not all men are bastards. She watches Chris sweating profusely, another button being dropped, grinding his hips into her friend's ass. He's grinding her like a fucking maniac. Through my eyes, I see a grown man gyrating disgracefully, about to blow like Vesuvius at any moment, all over a pretty girl in a little green dress. Through the manager's sob-story obtunded vision, she sees George Clooney saving lives, a modern superhero armed only with a stethoscope, white coat and winsome smile, full of purpose, marching the hospital wards only to find everlasting love with a paraplegic in intensive care. Why wouldn't he like to partake in a little harmless dancing? He's entitled. You look so pretty in that dress. Where did you get it? I'd like to buy my sister a present tomorrow. It'll be her birthday when I get home. A dress like that would be perfect. Mark is just going to town now. He winks at me as these lies pass his lips. The hideous beastly manager is putty, oblivious to Dr. Chris and her two-timing friend walking hand in hand to the stairwell. They open the fire stair door and start groping frantically. The ferocity of their passion finds a brief reprieve when the slightest hint of guilt forces the girl to pull away for a moment. I can't do this. She steps back to the stairwell door, trying to push it open. It's locked shut. She tries again and again. Not the brightest, this one. She tries once more. I think we're locked in. Chris does well to hide his delight. He pushes her against the door, licking the entirety of her face with everything but sensuality. Having groped most of her body, he settles on her hair, breasts and inner thighs. His long arms and wandering fingers are everywhere. She's breathless. Her pants are now around her ankles, impressive jugs out in the bright lights of the fire stairs' fluorescent globes, for Chris to rummage and security guards behind CCTV screens to drop spunk to. Fuck me, Brandon, fuck me, fuck me. Brandon. Chris doesn't correct her. He definitely introduced himself as Chris. She miraculously produces a condom as if from thin air. What sort of loving girlfriend takes condoms with her for a trip to Vegas? Slut. Excellent. Chris unzips his jeans and unwraps the Johnny around his cock before any guilt or remorse for this poor Brandon bastard can stop him from finishing the job. Moments earlier, her emerald green knee-length dress was hugging her luscious body in a suggestive and alluring way. It's now wrapped around her waist like an Amazonian tree snake, revealing immaculate bare breasts and a freshly waxed United States of American puss. She wraps her legs around Chris's waist, flinging her lace knickers a few stories below with a well-practiced flick of the heels. Chris's pants are around his ankles now as he runs his fingers through her hair, his knuckles pressed against the fire door behind her head. He thrusts his hips back and forth with the force and precision of Wayne Gretzky. Despite being very obviously fucked, she continues to yell, fuck me, Brandon. Chris is pumping and pounding as furiously as he can in a semi-squat, his quad sure to fail him soon, and the persistent Brandon screams, starting to wreak havoc on his focus. He summons every ounce of gluteal, quad, calf and abdominal strength for a thunderous finale. With his and her weight completely balanced on the balls of his toes, the door yanks open. A smoker escaping to the stairwell is now lying beneath a human crush of heat and desire, grog and infidelity. The crash of three humans tumbling to the floor booms through the club. 1,000 eyes focus on Chris's bare bum, Brandon's girlfriend's ragged blonde hair, and some bloke's lone hand clutching a pack of Marlboros and a lighter underneath the carnage. The music stops, the crowd absorbs the scene and applauds. Chris tries to stand, hunched over his hard-on. His fire stair companion is crying, racing to the bathroom with one breast still out, her panties long gone. The mystery door opener rises to his feet and admires his work. To Chris, the stair fucker! We cheers the great man and are soon making our way back to wherever the Hard Rock Hotel is to pass out. By midday, we find our way to the world-famous Hard Rock Hotel pool. In every direction, groups of perfectly tanned and proportioned girls with fake hair, fake boobs and fake, impossibly white teeth parade, swim and lounge. Muscle-bound gym junkie Jersey Shore type dudes are equally prevalent, sipping mineral waters while finding innovative ways to flex their steroided bodies. or say things to reveal to anyone bored enough to listen that they are indeed as stupid as they look. We group 3 plastic deck chairs in knee-deep water and drink our way steadily through the afternoon. Within a few hours, we're pleasantly boozed and fully recharged, ready to hit the tables, the stairwells, and anything the night in Sin City has on offer. We quickly freshen up and decide to start the evening off in the Hard Rock Casino. The Hard Rock has the town's second most impressive hiring policy. The Playboy Casino is the obvious clear standout, but the Hard Rock is a distinguished second with an army of part-time models, full-time sharks manning the tables. Preying on the meek, they deal cards with precision. The hand is faster than the eye, especially when the eye is concentrated wholly and completely on the delightful cleavage of the card dealer, clad suitably in leather, blessed with a disarming smile, an ice-cold heart, and lightning-quick numeric mastery. I'm impressed and frightened. The fear any bright man should have around girls with the sharpness of intellect that belies the softness of their curves. They are dangerous creatures. They know it. Hard Rock knows it. The only people clueless are in the torrent of overzealous blackjack and poker enthusiasts, clawing to be on the floor. Money pours forth from their pockets, chips disappearing from their grasp across green felt tables into Hard Rock coffers. It's clinical. I nurse a bottle of Heineken and cruise the casino floor, admiring the velocity of wealth distribution in the house's direction. Mark and Chris are making friends and losing money on one of the many craps tables. Let's hit a nightclub, eh? Fucking sick of losing money at this place. Let's get some chicks. No shortage of libido for stare-fucker Chris. Suits me, mate. Mark leads the charge to the hotel taxi rank and we take off to MGM Casino. Some new nightclub there is all the rage and his mate, Rodney, works the door. With a name like that, he's sure to be a legend. Mark, hi man, glad you made it. Babes everywhere tonight, you'll love this place. Oh, cheers Rodney, this is Flynn and Chris. Great to have you here, fellas. Listen, take this pass and hand it to the girl just inside the door. No cover charge for you guys, and you'll get a bottle of bubbles on the house too. My treat. Go get busy. The club is called Liquid, an arena of flesh and sweat. A huge dance floor is the central focus. It's a jumbling mess of limbs and hair, soft shoulders and bouncing booty. It's surrounded by podiums with bikini-clad dancers. 3 sleek bars fortifying the dance floor from every angle aside from the entrance. As I enjoy the first sip of free champagne, I turn to my right. 2 gorgeous girls stand awkwardly, looking extremely confused. Oh, hi there. Would you like a drink? Oh, yes, please. Thank you. Where are you from? Hey, no worries. Pleasure. I'm from Sydney, here for a few days with a couple of friends. Oh, that's great. We're from San Diego. It's Lisa's 21st birthday today. No way. Happy birthday. I think we better get you some champagne, Lisa. Lisa and Mackenzie, complete stunners. There is a third girl too, dear oh dear. She must be their kooky aunt or something. She's horrible. Obviously don't catch her name, but can assume it's Lynn or Susan. Something suitably cougar-ish. In the process of introductions, Mark and Chris immediately take Lisa and Mackenzie by the hands and force them onto the dance floor. I'm left all alone with the rubbish litter of the trio, chit-chatting. I revisit the bar, grabbing another bottle of bubbles and a cheeky Sambuca shot for myself. Returning to refill everyone's glasses, Mark and Chris are making aggressive plays for their dancing partners. I'm cursing myself for making the introductions, all the while trying to deal politely with this cougar's continued unwanted advances. She's stroking my elbow, wrapping her arm around me, trying to do the lean-in on me. That's my move, baby. Back off. You okay, Flynn? Don't you like me? Oh, for fuck's sake, I just met you. Oh, nah, you're great. You're rubbish. Kiss me. No way. Nah, that's okay. Back off, cougar. Do you have a girlfriend at home? Is that it? It's a perfect way out. Say yes. Nah, no girlfriend. You idiot! Well, are you a faggot or something? What the fuck? Whoa, calm down. I'm John West, and you are just what I reject. Simple. You faggot! Wow, cougars so easily upset. Their deductive reasoning for being shunned needs some fine-tuning, or a mirror at the very least. I walk away, leaving the homophobic cougar to find fresh meat. She works quickly. I turn around as I reach the bar to see her pashing on with some other dude. You have to admire the ferocity. Mark and Chris are also making out with the girls on the dance floor. Fuck this, I'm out of here. As I'm leaving, I take in the whole scene and lock eyes on one of the podium dancers. I walk straight back to Rodney at the front of the Liquid queue. Mate, what's the best strip joint in town? I have no idea from where this question has arisen. Strip clubs aren't something I enjoy. The Sydney clubs are foul, crack whore dens at best. Flynn, my man, that's easy. Spearmint Rhino. Spearmint fucking Rhino. Cap it there in about 10 minutes, brother. The shit there is crazy town, man. Cool. Have a good night, Rodney. You should see the boys soon. They've both picked up some little hotties. Oh yeah, boom, baby. Adios, buddy. I walk through the MGM lobby, past the line, straight to the cab rank. Spearmint Rhino, please, mate. Yes, sir. Excellent choice. It's closing in on 10 p.m. The night is still young by any standards, least of all Vegas. I have to be in LA tomorrow night by 5 p.m. for the flight back to Singapore. There's still plenty of time to get rowdy and feel the reassuring touch of fake breasts in a wide-eyed face. Here you are, sir. Have a great night. The cabbie's all smiles, laughing into the darkness as he drives away. How many blokes just like me has he dropped at this place? He's probably bought his house on these very fares alone. I walk in, paying the $30 cover charge for the privilege. There are some private rooms to my left as I make my way through a short hallway to the prime showground. It resembles the Qantas lounge, businessmen-looking types seated at couches with small tables nursing their drinks while they chat to their colleague opposite. Only there's more perfectly sculpted breasts than I had imagined the world possessed gracing the men's faces. Asians, Europeans, Americans, Latinos, Africans. Dazzling tan skin, impossibly magical lioness hair. Outfits revealing essentially every anatomical feature of feminine curvaceousness, while leaving you pleading with the Lord above to reveal just a slither more. I take a seat. Within 3 seconds, a scandalously arousing girl asks if I'd like a drink and a lap dance. Beer? Yeah. Lappy? Yeah. $20 for the lap dance and $5 for the beer. Competitive pricing. I like it. I push any experience of heinous Australian strip clubs to the very back of my thoughts. This is a different world. I brush off countless girls offering further lap dances and sip my Heineken, soaking up the view of the hedonistic strip club in full flight. I decide to swig the last of my beer and head off. Would you like to get a private show? The voice is all husk and irresistible, a breathless whispered suggestion that may as well have been shouted with a loudspeaker. My ears scream at the rest of me to get the damn private show before I even have the chance to view what I'll be privately seeing. I turn my bewildered glance to look straight into the eyes of a Latino deity. Yeah, private show. Great. Let's go. Within an instant, I'm gracefully taken by my quivering hand and led away by this blonde-haired, brown-eyed, olive-skinned supernatural being. The private show will be $200. She could have said $2 million. There is no saying no to that voice. The forceful clout of hushed Latino rolls from her lips. If there is a polar opposite audio experience to the Aussie twang, it is indeed the Latino hush. Yeah, no problem. I'm led into an L-shaped corridor, a sweeping lounge along the entirety of the L-shaped wall, divided about every half a metre by floor-to-ceiling carpeted columns, providing a certain degree of seclusion. The extremely dim lighting is equally as effective. I'm instructed to sit down. There could be someone next to me, divided by the partition, having boobs rubbed all over his face. I don't know, but can safely assume. It might be a private show, but the actual privacy is somewhat debatable. The almond brown skin of this taut Latino is encased in the whitest of bikinis, her muscularly slender curves wanting to fight free of that pure white restraint with every movement. There is a hint of a white skirt too, draping barely a few inches below her waist, essentially non-existent. She sits next to me, the space available on the couch between partitions barely sufficient to accommodate 2 people, leaving plenty of overlapping thigh. I look down in wonder at the sculpted perfection of her right thigh resting on top of my grey corduroy pants. Absorbed in the study of this leg, I look up to see that barely a few metres away, the corridor of Spearmint Rhino is bustling with bright lights and a stream of bright-eyed visitors, impatient at the ATM, chomping to get to the showroom with their wallets stacked. What is your name? Oh, that voice. Flynn. I have never heard this name before. I like it very much. Yeah, sure you do. What's your name? I cannot tell you my real name. I am sorry, but call me Princess. I am from Cuba. Oh, okay, Princess. That name suits you very well. Smiling in one move, she transitions from being seated to my right to straddling me, staring into the depths of my eyes with unnerving concentration. I love your eyes. You have beautiful blue eyes. She's laying it on thick now. My eyes are equally as ordinary as every other man on earth. I have to admire her exuberance for her job, but this is getting silly. And as I start to laugh, she leans in, kisses me. I'm in shock. Is this part of the protocol? I've had the odd private show before, and no stripper ever started passionately kissing me. I'd become a little over-enthused on the Gold Coast once, many years ago, letting my fingers stray a tad, and was immediately ordered to vacate that particular premises. Not an easy task when you're raging fit to burst. I hunched my way out of the place Quasimodo style, cursing my wandering hands and their heartless enforcing of the no-touching policy. So what the hell is going on here? She pushes me against the wall, leaning in with full force, her right hand grabbing the roots of my hair, her left arm pushing my shoulder back firmly into the wall. I wrap both hands through her hair and make out with this Cuban stripper like we're on the dance floor during a Year 10 high school formal and Dirty Dancing's Time of My Life is filling the airwaves. After a few minutes, she sits back next to me, the corridor lights glaring as though I've just woken from a dream. But here she is, seated to my right, my Cuban stripper in the dove-white bikini. I just want to suck your dick. The words every man would love to hear, delivered with lustful breathlessness through the fleshy lips of a cock-hungry Cuban. Before I can even answer her or text all my mates, she's unbuttoned the fly of my pants and is nuzzling away downstairs like she's licking a hokey-pokey ice cream waffle cone in the harsh summer heat. I thank the heavens above as I look down at this sea of dyed blonde hair flowing up and down. Despite not wanting this moment to ever stop, I'm a little put off by being conspicuously noshed off with wafer-thin petitions either side of me in the glaring lights of the corridor in front. Sensing this, Princess takes a well-earned breather and says there is a more private area in the far corner of the room. She pulls my shirt over the tent picture she's erected and leads me to this secluded nook. Being led by her hand, I notice other fellas between petitions, breasts being thrust in their faces, usual lap dance frivolities. I don't witness anyone else's todgers being sucked on though. I swell with pride. I just can't stop swelling. Princess knows how to find seclusion. This far corner is indeed a step up on the privacy ladder. The corner of the room offers a much larger dividing partition and the space itself is triple the other areas. She pushes at my chest, flinging me down to the seat as she kneels in front of me, staring into my eyes she claimed was so incredible as her hands sweep from my knees straight to my crotch. She's true to her word. She really just does want to suck that dick. God bless Cuba. Minutes pass as I miss her perfect hair to straggled knots. I'm absorbed in the absurdity of the moment. What the hell is going on here? Princess crawls up my chest, her breasts yet to break free of that pure white bikini top. She leans in to whisper in my left ear, my eyes eating the bikini, my hands wrapped around her waist. I want you to fuck me. Fuck me, Flynn. I can't respond. I grab her by the back of the head and pull her lips to mine, gorging on them while untying her top. She stands up, hazelnut nipples and divine Latino breasts, an hourglass body of taut, supple skin. She stares a mischievous smile as she spins to face away from me. My world now consisting of premium Cuban booty, veiled in a transparent white skirt and ready to burst through her bikini with the slightest flex. My hands reach and hold these gluteus most maximus. Princess twists her neck, looking down at me with magnificently wicked eyes as she flexes forwards, her upper body disappearing to leave glutes from heaven atop perfect pins. Maintaining her stare while holding her body at 90 degrees to her legs, she reaches her waist, removing the white panties to her ankles. The movement is so fluid, so inviting. Her look into my eyes is suggestive of only one thing: devour me. With both hands, I squeeze Princess's regal rump and dive tongue first into her Cuban ring piece. Licking like a dehydrated Kalahari bushman on beads of dew on a soul green leaf in the desert dawn, I lick for my life in that delectable cave of Cuban perfection, chocolate fecal heaven in the seedy depths of Sin City. Glazed and breathless, I retreat from the buffet between Princess's cheeks, resting my back against the couch. Princess, still facing away from me, holds my eyes while backing towards me. Slowly. So fluid. Her pants wrapped around her left ankle, white veil of a skirt now a belt around her waist. She slides my pants to my knees. I grab her waist, watching the muscles of her spine arch. Her expert and exquisite hips guide my bare back down under todger straight into a clenched Cuban puss so smooth and welcoming. I momentarily don't care less that I'm probably in the process of contracting AIDS. I'm fucking a Cuban stripper in Las Vegas at midnight on the last day of my surf trip. I'm fucking her no dom. I've just eaten her arsehole. I'm going straight to hell via Singapore. I'm going to look like Tom Hanks in Philadelphia within months. I'm a dead man fucking. I suppress every shred of grey matter in my brain trying to process the situation from a sexual health viewpoint. Focus instead on the more urgent task of fucking this Cuban in a manner Castro would be proud of. Viva la revolution. I want to fuck you all night, Flynn. Yeah, Princess, I want to let you. I expel some sort of grunt. It sounds horrendous. Let's go to a private room. As she says this, we take a small rest, though my unprotected little fella is still inside her, wriggling madly without any hip and abdominal muscle flexing to assist. Yeah, awesome. Let's do that. It is $800 for the private room. Wow, really? Yes, but we have champagne in our whole room. We can fuck all night. Okay. You had me at it. I still haven't processed any of the preceding 45 minutes. What's just happened? A stripper kissed me. She definitely kissed me. I knew the rules. I didn't want to get kicked out. I didn't touch her, let alone kiss her. She kissed me. Then she sucked my dick. She sucked my dick. Then paraded that immaculate Cuban booty in my face. I had to lick it. For minutes, I had no choice. If perfect Cuban ring piece is thrust towards your face, you lick, boy, and you lick good. I licked till my lips were cracked dry. Then I fucked her. No dom. Rough. We now walk into some distant room for a more intimate private show, a room to fuck all night. I should run for the hills with my AIDS-covered dick bouncing side to side and my Reg Grundies and HIV-filled blood in my veins. Instead, Princess is leading me back through the corridor, through the showroom to a region in the back of the complex, reserved for spearmint royalty, the big spenders. The VIP end of town, reserved for the particularly stupid and frivolous. I already have a HIV death sentence. Who gives a fuck? Go out all guns blazing. Welcome, sir. I understand you'd like to take advantage of a private room. The gatekeeper is a 6'6", bald-headed, smooth-scalped, muscle-bound ex-Navy SEAL-looking character with a black suit, crisp white shirt and polite smile that says, "Do not fuck with me." Yeah, please, mate. We will require some identification in your credit card, please, sir. No problem. Yeah. Australian, Mr. James, welcome to Spearmint Rhino. Please, right this way. For $800, I am treated to an almost private room. Yes, there are 4 walls, though the entrance resembles a sort of fish and chip shop-inspired drapery affair. The entire room is essentially a U-shaped couch with an ice bucket standing alone, frosted and glistening in the middle of the room, holding a bottle of French champagne waiting to be popped. I take hold of the bottle, hold it over Princess, and pretend I'm about to pour it all over her. She takes me by the wrist, pouring bubbles all over her pristine, naked body. She holds her face angled to the ceiling. French champagne flows past her closed eyes and over the pink tongue of her full brown lips and wide open mouth and down her bare, impeccable breasts. I throw her to the couch and imagine I'm in the back alleys of Havana, pummeling this puss of perfection into a fish taco pulp. Moving throughout the room for the next 2 hours, mixing swigs of champagne with robust licking of Cuban curtains and relentless thrusts of overtied hips. Princess says she has to return home and be ready for her real job at 7 a.m. I ask her to marry me, telling her we can move to Cuba. I love you. Barely 2 days in Vegas, I'm already a pathetic shell of a man. She graciously declines my proposal and kisses me goodnight. I walk her back to the main bar, watching her wave goodbye as she disappears forever. It's shortly after 4 a.m. I'm beyond exhausted. I have AIDS, 100%, but it's been worth it. No regrets. I order a beer, scull it, and take off out the door. I grab a taxi back to the Hard Rock while booking an earlier flight back to Singapore. Focus more than ever on the sole reason I'm alive. To make big fucking money.